Hi Leos, and welcome to your April 2021 General Tarot Forecast. This is Sky here to talk to you about the energies coming in for your sign in the month of April. Thank you so much for being here, Leo. I hope that you are having a nice time of the post-equinox time of the year. It's a very fiery time. We're in Aries season, moving into Taurus season, which I think is usually a great time of the year for Leo generally. So I'm going to go into some intuitive messages that I'm having for your sign this month, as well as doing a week-to-week interpretation and an extended reading on Patreon. If you guys want to check that out, it'll be linked below. But let's dive right into it, Leos. Intuitive messages for the month of April. You're really zooming out of things. You're really pulling out and creating a broader idea of what you're involved in. It feels like your sign is much less focused on small obsessive details and getting a lot more focused on much broader landscapes. Okay, so anything dealing with needing to be able to find a general broader like thesis or overview or conclusion on something will be a great area of success for you. And anything that's too nitpicky or anything that's too detail-oriented or too small could be an area of struggle, okay? So it's like the universe is really, I think, creating a reality for Leo people that is much broader and much more worldly in a way too. Global, something worldly, something global, something much more big, okay? Which is a little bit different for you. You went through a period of years where it was a lot more focused, microcosmic things coming up, smaller, tinier aspects of you, which are not unimportant, but I'm feeling that you really get more macro this month, okay? Also, I'm feeling, and also seeing some of these cards, 9 of Wands, 8 of Swords, 6 of Swords, Justice reversed. There is also an exhaustion or something that's been pushed too far, something that maybe you had to just, buckle down and get done, and it's never ending. There's a feeling of something being never ending, which is not bad in every case, but something's tired, okay? Something is a bit exhausted this month, and you're really meant to forge new territory, to zoom out a little bit and to broaden your approach to many things. Definitely it is visible that you're having a spiritual evolution this month too, having the Hierophant and the High Priestess. I believe that Cancer also had that combination. So if you've got Cancer in your chart, definitely it's even more the case where you're really combining your spiritual approach to life with your want to unlock new areas in your life. So it's like you're, instead of thinking like, how can I afford this change? How can I meet the right people to get into this job? You're really thinking like, how can I spiritually prepare myself or energetically connect myself to that vibrational level? And it feels like a lot of your approaches are beginning at a spiritual level, which in most cases is really good, but try to not be too exhaustive with it. Anything really can be exhausted. Too much of anything is not a good thing. So while I think that these spiritual motivations are positive, I want you to try to have a general combination of all approaches. So practical, spiritual, financial, everything needs a kind of combinative approach, I think, for the best result this month. You're encouraged to observe your work ethic as well with 8 of Pentacles coming up. You're encouraged to kind of, again, zoom out or almost objectively view what you're putting together, what you're creating in your life, and does it, really find itself to be congruent with who you are now? Are you still operating through a past version of yourself? Is there a need for an upgrade somewhere? Like that feeling when that new car feeling, the need of an upgrade, the need to be safer in a more upgraded sense of reality is also coming up for you in April. I'm also feeling a sentiment that is really strong in Leo energy. If I can understand it, it's like through some difficult experiences, maybe in the past month, a lot of you are really feeling strongly like a not anymore. Like that's the words that I'm seeing, not anymore. Not anymore am I doing this. And I'm just like, there's a feeling of being like fed up with something, or something has like over exhausted itself. Okay. So an addiction has exhausted itself. A relationship has exhausted itself. A career has exhausted itself. And I'm feeling, Leos, if you haven't had this already, which some of you may have, I'm feeling a like just like not anymore, I'm done type of vibe. I can't. This way of living is not for me anymore. I'm feeling, and that's going to cause a huge paradigm shift for you, which I think will be positive. But with that in mind, Leos, let's jump into the week to week, and we'll get more information. Week number 1 in April, you've got the Hierophant rooted down by the Three of Cups. So yeah, you're wanting to really broaden out your spirituality. It seems like you might be partaking in some type of group, so like spiritual groups, churches, or also like counseling groups, or help groups, like people coming together to speak about kind of, spiritually themed things that's indicated in the first week, or planning, like planning with other people. There is an emphasis on other people in the first week of April. Friendships, acquaintanceship, coworkers, especially like people that you have kind of a friendly relationship with, are coming up and very involved in the spiritual progress that you're making. Three of Cups has been coming up a lot this month, and it's kind of one of those cards for me. All the 3 cards are a little bit weird, in my opinion, and they can have like very multitude of meanings. Like all the tarot cards though, but especially the 3 cards to me, they can really have a lot of different allegories. So one of those is, yes, definitely enjoying your time with friends. You could get a lot of spiritual healing just through enjoying friendship. 3 of Cups can also deal with gossip. It can deal with plotting as well, or planning in groups of people. So something about that might be really good for you. Also like secrets with the Hierophant and 3 of Cups, like telling secrets. Watch out for telling secrets. Watch out for anything dealing with like secrets. Okay, that could definitely be with the Hierophant and the High Priestess and 3 of Cups. Learning through friends or through gossip of something pretty dark. Is it true? You might want to vet and see if some of these things are true, or if they're just like, something that's meant to spark a good conversation. So week number 2, you've got the High Priestess rooted down by 9 of Wands. So you're spiritually exhausted. You're maybe coming out of March, like whenever you're hearing this, there's a sense of like, I'm really surprised that some of my decisions didn't pan out. I'm really surprised that my reality looks the way it does right now. I'm really surprised that I've worked so hard and I've not got that much to show for it. And it's exhausting to be in this moment. So don't let that freak you out. It's always happens before some kind of paradigm shift. And if there's any sign that's due for a paradigm shift, it's Leo, because that whole entire last year of 2020 for you guys was not activating. Okay, it was that quincunx angle, and now you've got Jupiter and Saturn opposing you, which is like a crowning for Leo. Okay, and in order to get that, it does feel like you've got to make a few changes. So think about it in the second week of April. What do I need to change? What do I need to move forward with? What's exhausting? And how you're going to know what needs to change is what is exhausting. Okay, what do you not have time and patience for? It could be anything, and it will show itself clearly in the second week. Week 3, 8 of Pentacles, rooted down by Justice reversed. This has also been a prevalent energy this month of like your work or your effort or your repetition being something that's not fair, or being something that's like not anymore fair to you or your well-being. So workaholic tendencies, watch out for that. Also watch out for unfair work ethic, like as an entrepreneur, like working 90 hours a week just to like make a minimum wage or something that is like what that energy evokes to me. Not really coming out good with an investment, or something like not bearing profit. Again, this is feeding back into that paradigm shift coming on, where you look at your work and you see proof of your work and you see how hard you're working. And then what is received from that receptive action or status is a good example of where your paradigm is standing and what needs to change. So if you're feeling like you've put more in than you've gotten out of something, It's just a sign that maybe it's not up to date with who you are now. Like pretty much anybody can succeed right now with Jupiter and Saturn in Aquarius. Anybody can succeed with being up to date and enjoying what they do. Like doing energetic output that's up to date with who they are, up to date with their evolutionary pattern is pretty much a recipe for success. Though I've talked a little bit about this in some of the tea chats on Patreon. The ox year, Taurus type of year, 2 year deals with security and stability. So a lot of us are instead opting to do what's tried, true, and secure instead of what's up to date with who we are. And either one bears a result, but I would go on the second latter option, being up to date with who you are, because it does feel to give more, or a hybrid of the two. Okay, week 4, you've got 8 of Wands rooted down by, 8 of Swords rooted down by 6 of Swords. That's it's not so much a heavy combination as it is an obvious combination. It's an obvious combination denoting some amount of self-entrapment or some amount of perhaps harshness toward the self. Okay, it feels like you've got to open your eyes, you've got to take that blindfold off, and you've perhaps got to make a move to move in location, moving house, taking steps to a new relationship. Something needs movement. Okay, Leo, you're a fixed fire sign, so you really like to again secure your motivation and know what does motivate you in all cases. That's going to need a movement though. Like maybe your body needs more movement. Maybe your spirituality needs more movement. Maybe you need a detox. And maybe you also just need to stop holding yourself hostage in fear or in obsessive tendencies or in paranoias or anything like that. Like there's something that's being held up, or also too influenced by other people, like letting other people control your actions or your feelings in very broad ways. So it's really good to amp up your self-determination in the 4th week and explore a little bit too. Don't tie yourself up so much. There's a feeling of like confinement. Okay, there's a feeling of self-imposed confinement, right? So I would loosen that grip a little bit if you could. Because ultimately, spiritual expansion will get you everywhere this month, and anything difficult or exhaustive or overwhelming does seem to really give you a lot, okay? There's an accomplishment on the other side of it. There's a trophy on the other side of it. There's a diploma or something on the other side of it, and that is fun, and that's nice posterity for sure. There's posterity on the other side of your exhaustion, but I'm really thinking that Leo can have an easier time of things and still get all of their dreams, you know, and without the self-confinement aspect. So think about that, Leos. And without further ado, I'm going to put together an extended for you on Patreon. If you've wanted to support this channel, get all the readings early and ad-free with extended counterparts and weekly forecasts only on Patreon, you can click the center of your screen now or the top link in the description box below. Thank you so much, Leos, and let's jump over for that extended where we'll look more into getting out of this self-confinement. So let's do that. See you soon, Leos. Bye.